Hello and welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick, and joining me equally as always is Devon.
Hello! This is our first episode where we're recording in the evening, so as I warned everyone last time, probably going to be a different energy today.
Yeah, last time we recorded in the evening was the day that I went to see the Eternals.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we were trying to coincide with a third person who never showed up.
That cannot possibly be true, surely, because that was when we were doing Bloodborne, and that wasn't that. Eternals wasn't out that long ago, was it?
Yeah, it was fucking ages ago, dude.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just saying, it feels like forever ago that film came out, because it's so not memorable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything happened since 2020.
Well, yeah, the podcast has only been out since 2021.
Yeah. I think Eternals was, late 21, September, October, November kind of time.
Really doesn't matter.
Yeah, no it doesn't. Yes, we are now recording in the evenings for the, I say the foreseeable future. I know that exactly when the end date of this is, but yes, the energy, if you can detect a difference in energy, that is one of the reasons why. And today, we're doing a nice, simple top 5. We are doing our top 5 Magic the Gathering cards in terms of looks and head patability.
Well, Rick wanted to title this episode MTG Waifus when I suggested most fuckable MTG cards, so we're coming with very different mindsets today.
Yeah, MTG smangables. I've made my entire list into legendary creatures. I think you said you got most legendaries apart from one. But yeah, do you have any honourable mentions for this list?
Yeah, my honourable mention is only in my honourable mentions because it's not a creature, it's a sorcery, and thankfully it tells you on the card who drew the art for the card, and let me tell you, Quentin Hoover, you're a fucking pervert. I'm talking about the card Earthbind, because if you look this card up, Rick, I shit you not, it's just hentai. Yes...
Oh, I think I've seen this, yeah.
Yes, the creature in question on the card is clothed, but very barely clothed, if that, and yeah, it's the only thing making this not pornography. So for those of you who are listening along and don't have access to Google, the card depicts a fairy who looks very Githyanki-ish with their skin patterns and tone, and they are bound to the earth in a pose that is directly out of a doujin.
It is. It seems to be that partly the stuff that's binding them and partly their clothes are now binding them to the ground, and they don't have very much clothes other than that. Just a little bit of tiger stripers.
They've got a bra to cover up their nips. They look like they're wearing gloves, but they could very well not be wearing anything else. In fact, it might not even be a bra. You're quite correct, Rick. It could just be the coloration on the skin. In which case, that is some devilish artistic license used there.
Yes.
In order to get around censorship. That being said, though, I want to point out, I don't think this card would be any less sexy even if you changed the gender of the creature being earthbound. In fact, I think if you have artwork depicting anyone being bound, it just inherently looks sexual. So that's part of the problem here.
Yep. I think you're describing fishnets.
I mean, that's a you problem, my dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Earthbind gets into my honourable mention because it's not a creature per se, but it's very much porn.
It is a little bit.
Rick, what's your honourable mention?
My honourable mention is a art by Steve Argyle. It's a double-faced card. It's the Chosen of Markov and Markov's Servant. It's a young, nubile lady who is probably about to become a vampire, and then you flip her when she's become a vampire, and she's a vampire goth baddie.
Yeah, I saw this card because spoiler alert, I had to do research for this. I did see this card on my research, and I was like, "Yep, that is a goth lady," and I avoided it because there's no way you are surviving.
Nope, no. You survive the front half before she becomes, much of a creature worth fighting, and then the backside, no.
Hot though, I'll admit.
Yeah. Yeah, good looking. So, who's your real number 5?
My real number 5 is, and you'll have to forgive me, I don't have artist names for any of the following creatures because the artwork I'm looking at is so blurry on the text I can't read half the names. The only reason the Earthbind card was so easy to read is because it's a card from 1994 and there's fuck all to put on the bottom apart from the name of the artist.
Yeah.
Whereas every other set is like, by the way, this is copyrighted by Wizards of the Coast, this is number 86 of 281 cards, and here's the letter that means it's rare. But yes, my number 5 is number 5 for 2 reasons. One, I'm going with it because of the playful vibe she gives off. And 2, it's the only character on my list who isn't a named character, so it is just a generic, this is the gimmick. So, yeah, I had to kind of deduct points for that.
Sure. And who is it going to be then?
It is the Tavern Swindler.
Tavern Swindler.
Yes, it's a slightly older looking lady, based on the fact that she has grey hair and nothing else.
Yeah, she's got a nice looking jawline, a big black cape.
But, you know, she gives off the Mad Moxie vibes from Borderlands, or if you're me, Jay Haydari vibes from Rogue Trader, and that is an archetype that I can really get behind. That being said, almost assuredly the character trope in play here is, there is nothing lasting here, if at all.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But, yeah, she's a pretty good pick.
Yeah,
I like her. She's neat.
I you know what I'm like. I like the more mature figure, and she gives, again, I'm basing that almost entirely on the fact that she is she has got grey hair, but that could just be how people be in this set.
Yeah, maybe so.
So yeah, who's your number 5, Rick?
My number 5 is Freya Lee's The Lanoir's Fury.
Jesus Christ, man, how do you spell Freya Lee's?
Well, it's Freya with Lise, Lise.
Lise. Well, yeah, that's the second part that was throwing me, not the first part.
Yeah.
She's a planeswalker.
She is. She's only got one eye, but don't let that fool you. She is a badass. Apparently, she's like a student of one of the higher power planeswalkers, but she's got that pixiness about her, you know.
Well, yeah,
she is full size.
I was going to say, it's funny you should say she's got that pixie likeness about her, because I'm scrolling through the artwork of other versions of her, because planeswalkers they have many forms usually, and like almost every other artwork of her, she looks like a pixie rather than whatever the fuck. Her inspiration in the card you've picked specifically looks very all over the place, like very much Norse fundamentally, but she also gives off an Artemis vibe, and that's like a completely different fucking pantheon.
Yeah. So she's like Norse Artemis. She looks a little bit like a badass version of Tinkerbell to a degree.
No, she's got far too many design changes to compare her to Tinkerbell, unless she was small, and even then it's just like she's small like Tinkerbell, like you're grasping.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, she's got the pixie bob hair that's been roughed up by, you know, the power that she's going through, and she's pretty cool, but I think everyone else on my list is better.
I will say, I do find it funny how you're like, don't let the eye patch fool you, she is a badass, and it's like, everyone with an eye patch is a badass, that's the point of the eye patch.
Yes.
You fool!
Who's going to be your number 4?
My number 4 is, again, going to be my old lady bias in play, and I don't care. I am, of course, choosing Jaya Ballard.
Yeah! Are you going for... Which version of Jaya are you going for?
I'm going for Jaya Ballard. There is no suffix.
Okay.
She's the Planeswalker version.
Sweet. Yeah, Mother Looty. Yeah.
Mother Looty?
Yeah, she I don't know why she's called Mother Looty.
The version of the card I'm looking at just says Jaya Ballard. There's nothing, no suffix, and she looks like a fire mage.
Sure. There's an alt of Jaya before her ascension, and it's like way younger, and she's in like a biker suit.
Yeah, and she's called a time mage or something for some reason, and she seems to have changed ethnicity.
She might have done, yeah.
Because in her younger form, she is black. In this old lady version, she is not. Don't know what happened there. Clearly different artist and different rules.
Yeah, in the younger form, she looks a little bit... To me, she looks a bit more Latina in her younger form, and in the older form, she just looks like old lady number 2.
What the fuck do you mean, Tina?
Latina.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I thought you said Tina, and I was like, who's Tina?
I did, as part of a longer word.
Yeah, okay. I've I've never heard someone shorten Latina to Tina.
Yeah, I said it as part of a longer word. I did say Latina, but it might have had an internet tick.
What you're saying is Discord cut out the la part. That's fine. That happened.
Yes,
I get that.
Yes.
I was angry over something that didn't happen. It's fine.
Yes, internet hiccup happened. Yeah,
my
she's
fury. Cool. Who shortens that word? Nobody,
To
because
Tina.
no one did. Oh goodness. But yeah, I'm a sucker for old ladies. She is clearly a badass because you have to be a badass to be a planeswalker. But more importantly than that, like she looks like Wynn, but if Wynn could kick your ass.
Yo.
So yeah, that's me letting my freak flag fly a little bit. Rick, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Nahiri. Specifically, I've picked Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. Also another Planeswalker. She is a core Planeswalker by Anna Steinbauer. And yeah, she looks a lot like the very pale baddie from from Farscape. In that she's got like very pale grey skin, the white hair, and is a battle blacksmith.
I will say, like, again, she's one of those cards that has an alternative artwork for her, and clearly a lot more work was put into that art than the other one, because the other one's just a generic pose with, here's my sword, bitch, and the other one's like, I'm on a throne of rock, but I'm not going to tell you why.
I even like the one that's the sword, because the sword's like poking out of the frame on the card version, and it's like overlapping the word legendary. So she's a legendary planeswalker.
Yeah. She looks very fire gianty. I assume she's not actually a giant.
No, she's not. She just so happens to have those proportions while being a normal-sized person. The core are just pale humans in the cosmology.
Sure. Yeah, the artwork for her in the normal version of the card, as opposed to the alt one where she's doing stuff, very much nails down the Smith vibe that you were describing. She looks like she's wearing smithing attire. Granted, sexified Smith attire, but still.
Yeah, sexy Smith. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is honestly, I picked this character and I'm like, there's a non-0% chance Rick's picked this character because it has his favourite traits, aka red hair and big tits.
Okay, let's go.
I have chosen Bassandra, Battle Seraph.
Yep. She's also on my list.
Oh, is she higher up on your list, is she?
Not by much, but yes.
I see. Yeah, I've chosen her because, honestly, I was looking at a lot of angels, and while all of them were cool, Bassandra just looks like she's on top, and she will let you know it.
Yes. When I was going through, I was annoyed at how many angels I was picking, so I ended up bonking myself on the head and narrowing it down to just Bassandra.
Rick, the exact same thing happened to me, because I started my list and I had 4 angels, and I was like, this is too many angels, and also, I should really look more before settling, so I trimmed my list down as well. I have no regrets about trimming my list down, but a lot of the angels were kind of samey, and I was like, damn, I don't want people to know my type too much. Yeah,
I have 4 angels and 2 of them are Achroma.
yeah, those 2 are also on my fucking list.
Yeah, the Angel of Wrath and Angel of Fury. The Angel of Wrath was the OG, and the Angel of Fury was when they did the colour shift. And it basically changed her personality by a grand total of 0.
but also the main reason they both made it to my list is because, again, I had to research my list, and guess what? In alphabetical order.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Bassandra is a very cool-looking character. Nobody can cast spells during combat.
The only thing I don't like about her design is I think her wings are a bit naff.
A little bit, but
no,
yeah,
it's
artist.
fine. You defend that shit when you reveal her, because we've got to have shit to talk about when we talk about her again. So let's hear your number 3.
My number 3 is Big Giant Lady. It is Belluna Grand Squall.
Belluna Grand Scrawl.
Yeah, Belluna Grand Squall.
I've had to type in so many card names that it just automatically went, are you going to look up this weird card, are you? I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is a fucking cloud giant.
It is. She has a massive old gingerbread house just in her room that she's using as a footstool.
Yeah, she looks thick even for a giant.
She is. Victor Adame Minguez has drawn a fair few characters. One of the more recent ones was High Perfect Morcant, and people realised, he drew this with the character's feet up. Maybe he has a thing for feet. And then people realize, oh, he also drew Belluna Grand Squall, and she has her feet up. And when I researched that character, because people linked it to me, I'm like, I want to build a deck around this. And I'm about a third of the way through clicking shit to add to my stuff to make this deck. And then I realized, oh, Uncle Iroh is a better commander for this. But yes, she is very thick with 7 Cs, and as you say, even so, more so for a giant. In her regular art, she also is just like casually holding a pumpkin carriage.
Yeah, in her alternative art, is actually really boring.
Yeah, the alt art, she's just like carrying a tablet of something.
Yeah, but she's not looking anywhere. Like, I don't know what the artist was... I'm sorry, Key Walker, I'm not slagging you off. You're clearly better at art than I am. But she's just sort of looking off at nothing, past a stone. It's a very weird choice. In fact, if I didn't know any better, I'd make allegations. But I know better than to do that. It's very weird. Just looping back to the foot thing, it's very weird that you go, maybe they have a foot thing, the artist. But it's weird for someone to have a foot thing, but then draw the feet with shoes.
Yeah, she got socks on. The other one's got hooves.
I think he's beaten the allegations based on that alone.
Yeah. The other thing is that her hair is cloud, and I think that's a really cool way to like portray a cloud giant with like enormous amounts of cloudy hair.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Yeah, it's cool. Who's your number 2?
Just going back to that cloud point, though, it's the one thing. I think it's the reason why so many named cloud giants in D&D are men, because it's way easier to draw cloudy beards than it is cloudy hair.
It is.
But yes, my number 2. Listen, there's no forgiving this one. My number 2 is Kiora, the Tide's Fury.
Yeah, there's lots of Kioras, and this is one of the good ones. She's a... replace tentacle hair with fish fin ears, and it's Asari again.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Tide's Fury specifically, and I'm looking at Samara.
Yeah. Is this the one that's still a creature?
No, this is a planeswalker. There's only one version of her that appears to be a creature, and I didn't like that version's art because it made her look not good. Yeah.
That's the thing. Sometimes I'm not usually a fan of merfolk because a lot of the art for them isn't to my taste, but that's a me problem. Kiora, I'm sure, is a cool character, but I've run the one that's a creature. But yeah. Kiora, the Tide's Fury.
Yeah, the Tide's Fury is... the gimmick is pretty simple. Like, when you look at the card work, it's just like, cool, I'm going to now put loads of Krakens on the board, because fuck you. And it's like, cool, that's legitimately interesting and fun. However, all I'm thinking about is how much I want to bend her over.
Yeah.
Or have
over
her
the
bend
edge of
me
one
over.
Of the...
I don't care. She looks
over
like
the edge of one of those tentacles that she has, yeah. Like, they're not even her tentacles, she just has them nearby.
Man, Concenticles is a tag, and it deserves more love. And I think Kiora, the Tide's Fury, is probably pretty imaginative as far as using them, considering it's her entire gimmick.
Yep.
Although the worrying thing is that one of her fucking abilities is conjures a Kraken hatchling, so who knows what weird freaky like, that's the thing. There's so many things going on. First of all, like, first glance, you're like, it's Samara, but a merfolk. Second, clearly a fucking dom. Look at the fucking pose she's been drawn in. Third, tentacles galore. Oh my god, the freaky shit you'd get up to.
Yup. I'm just going to send you an alt of the other... Oh, wait, sorry, this one. Is this a proxy? I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's a like a full art alt of the creature, and I think that one looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah,
she's a cool character either way.
I don't know if that's the alt of her, but like there's that looks like the exact same artwork used on another card as well. Yeah.
It might be one that someone has turned into a proxy from the other art.
Because you've linked the creature. The creature card that I had was just that I saw. The official one was just a close up of her face, and it looked awful.
Yeah.
The one that you've shown me just looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, Kiora the Tide's Fury number 2. She's number 2 because, again, she might very much be too much woman to handle, Rick, and that's me being honest.
Yeah, it's okay to know your limits, and it's okay to push them.
Listen, Rick, if I didn't mind revealing the depths of my freakiness, my list would have been completely different. However, I do have somewhat of an image to maintain. There are people technically from work who know I do this podcast. I don't think they listen, but I don't know if they might.
Yep.
So that being said, Rick, who's your number 2? 2?
Well, by Therese Nielsen, it's Bassandra the Battle Seraph.
I haven't heard of this card. What's her gimmick? What appeals you to her?
Yeah. All of my buttons get pushed, and I also kind of find it cool that some of the quite a lot of the things that are on my list where I've got ladies as the artists. It's almost as if they know exactly what makes a good lady look good.
The only complaint I have about this character's design, apart from the wings not being too great in my opinion, I don't like the ring design, and that's a me problem. I'm not criticising the artist, leave me alone. I don't like the fact that she appears to have the dark hand from Dark Souls, because that thing's dangerous.
It is. Yeah, her hand is glowing. This hand of mine is burning red. Its roar tells me to grasp victory. I wouldn't mind / be surprised if she was also part black in terms of mana colours. But yeah, she's red-white. She's red-white through and through.
Yeah, I was a bit confused by the red-white combo, because... Alright, fine, Angel, I get it, but, like, her design is, like, very clearly meant to invoke half good, half evil.
Yeah. I think it was meant... Yeah, I think it's meant to be, like, half order, half chaos, rather than half good, half evil. But yeah, it's, order and pain.
So yeah, defend these wings, motherfucker.
I think you need something for the rather large feathers at the bottom to slot into, which is why the feathers at the top are a little bit more downy and a little bit less defined.
Well, my issue is, like, they don't look like a bird's wings. Does that make sense to you, what I'm trying to say?
I appreciate that. I think my criticism is that they don't look like they're attached to her back, they look more like a cape.
I mean, I can see that as well, but that's not what my issue is.
Yeah, like they look like a magic item rather than appendages.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that looks pretty cool. Also, this is the kind of costume that I'm pretty sure I own in multiple games. I'm
also just re-examining the card, and the thing I thought was a sword appears to actually be a whip.
Oh, it's a whip. Yeah, it's a whip. It's got it's a cat 9+++ tails.
A cat of fuck off tails.
Yeah. Cat of fuck teen tails. But yes, we've talked about her already, so yeah, she's on both of our lists. Who's going to be your number one for today?
My number one really was a no-brainer as soon as I stumbled upon them, and it feels like a bit of a rough deal because her name starts with an A, so therefore she was really high up on the list, and yet I could not budge her. I am of course talking about another red-white card. I'm talking about Adriana, Captain of the Guard.
Okay.
She is a blonde, stern-looking warrior woman. And let me tell you, I can't quite make out the guy's surname, but Chris, I want to say Rallis, knew what the assignment was when it came to drawing this, because hopefully you've got the card up now, Rick. Look at the angle they decided to draw from. Yeah,
it reminds me of that, of the free run meme, where everyone's really shit at drawing anime girls from down below. And, yeah, this one is not that meme. This one is done perfectly. And yeah, she's looking down on you like the Skinner meme of pathetic.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, man. You remember the last time that we met up in reality, which was me and a mutual friend. It was actually last Easter, weirdly enough. We came up there and we watched some jousting, and I think I told you as soon as the jousting was over, it's like, Jesus Christ, when that lady knight was so gallantly riding up and down, just being a badass, I was like, Jesus Christ, I am in love, and I feel bad for feeling in love. That's really all it took, was watching a lady in full armour riding a horse.
I don't want to objectify you, but it's happening all of it on its own. Yeah.
I wasn't objectifying, I'm just saying it made my heart go a-flutter.
Yeah, I was also crushing slightly on the one with the colourful hair.
I don't even remember that. That's how bad that my memory is. I just remember being like overwhelmed with aura.
Yeah, so it looked like plumage, but it turned out to be her hair. It was great.
Oh, jeez. But yes, Adriana is honestly, like, she is a slightly less masculine-looking Aveline. And again, she's blonde instead of ginger. Apart from that, she's just a big, I assume, buff under that armour. Captain of the Guard. She's even got a horsey with armour.
She do.
Like, and honestly, I'm looking at the stats and I'm like, well, that's a pretty cool card. I know stats shouldn't affect things, but I think it does give you a glimpse into personality.
It does to a degree, yeah.
Like, for example, example, this card gets melee and gives other creatures you control also have melee, which means she'll beat the shit out of things for you.
Kills things on your behalf.
Kill them! But yeah, no, I appreciate a big buff lady. The only downside is because she is clearly a knight, because it even says it in her keywords, she doesn't show off a lot of skin, so you don't really know that she's big and buff under there, but she's gotta be.
Yeah, totally.
I've waffled a lot, Rick. Who's going to be your number one?
My number one. She came out when I was first starting the game, and I missed getting the promo card for her by a hair. It is Ink Eyes, Servant of Oni. She is a rat ninja. She's very cool.
Furry.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, that is a slut of a rat. Fuck me.
This is not long after Rouge the Bat had just fallen out of vogue, and even then, not by much. Yeah, she's a little bastard. She's possibly the mightiest rat available at the time.
She's a 5'4",
she might have been. That's
pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, she might have been, eclipsed now, but for a 20-year-old card, still pretty good. The only thing that really doesn't hold up these days is her cost, because you can get this kind of value for a lot cheaper these days.
Yeah, I get you. So Rain Reynolds appears to be the original artist, but the alternative art that came out in 2024, I guess, I'm basing this on what the card says, was done by Alex Hawley on Orlandelli. And I've got to be honest with you, it gives you a better look of the character, but it's not as dynamic a pose, so it's slightly less cool, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's also one by Zhong Shan, and I can't quite make out the promos version, and apparently she was cool enough to get a reprint as Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. Ron Spears
he's a ninja rat.
Is the other name of the artist. I found a clearer version. Oh my days! And then I scrolled to some fucker who's just being an arse. It says proxy in the bottom right hand corner, and it's like, that's just a girl in a Chinese dress with big fuck off rat ears. It looks nothing like the original character. What the fuck? You should feel ashamed.
And then someone's made a Hero Forge model that you can just order.
We're on the same Google page.
We are.
I've got to be honest with you, the Hero Forge mini looks a bit like Luna in a mask.
It does. Maybe I'm letting that freak flag fly to a degree. But yes, she's my favourite.
You don't get to call yourself a freak when it's Luna.
Okay, maybe.
Well,
Luna's like
the basic bitch entry mode furry. No offense to Luna fans or the design of Luna, but they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, Luna's like the Maid Marian of the 2020s.
I don't know about that, because you got to be... Well, you don't have to be an adult to watch Helluva Boss, because it's on YouTube. You can just watch that shit. But it is technically an adult cartoon, so in theory you shouldn't be seeing it when you're 12 like Maid Marian.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like aimed at being like a 16-plus cartoon kind of thing, but yeah.
It tells you at the beginning it's not for children, and if it's not for children, that means 18, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's my list. Can you think of what is your favourite out of mine, out of Freyalise, Nahiri, Baluna, Bassandra, or Ink Eyes?
I'm going to discount Bassandra just because we both already picked her, so it's obvious that we align on that one. Annoyingly, I think I'm going to give it to Ink Eyes because out of the 5 you mentioned, she has got the most unique design. Closely followed up by Freya, whatever the fucker.
Yeah, Freyalise, yeah.
Because, I think I might have been looking at the wrong design for Freyalise as well, because I was looking at the one that looked very much more like Artemis than here's a pixie. It wasn't until you said she's a pixie that I was like, oh fuck, he's looking at different artwork.
Sure.
I will say, fuck me, short episode today.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
That is kind of the point of the top 5s, though.
Yeah.
From yours? Same question, names reversed.
Yeah, so from yours, I'm probably going with Kiora. There are many Kioras. You picked a good one.
I picked a good one, and the funny thing is 5 minutes before we started recording, I grabbed images of all these characters specifically so I could refresh my memory while doing the list, and I was like, I'm going to change my version of Kiora because this one looks hotter.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, if you liked today's episode and you want to see more along these lines, give us a shout and tell us down in the comments on YouTube, and tell us what other kind of things you might like to see out of us. Whether you want to see things along these lines that are the top fives, the tier lists, other things that we have done in the past that you want to see more of. Give us that good old feedback. If you don't have the comment section because you're listening via an audio only platform, you can instead send an email to
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. And yes, while we would love to hear from you, don't forget that just giving us a like or subscribe also helps. That being said, we put this at the end of the video because most people don't get this far. But if you got this far, throw it to us because apparently it helps. We wouldn't know. People don't do it very often.
Yeah, we don't do it at the beginning because it annoys me, and therefore it probably annoys everyone else as well.
That's exactly it. Like, if you ever listen to us doing one of our podcasts and you're just like, it's weird that they don't do this thing that everyone else does, and it's like, yeah, that's because it fucking annoys us when they do it.
Yeah. But yes, bye everybody.
Yeah, see you next week, guys.